So, hello everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you here, based on all the time zones you all are coming from around the world. So, let us continue our digital transformation journey. So, welcome and thank you all for joining this third webinar of the 2021 series, Rapid Digital Transformation, to learn how KBot, our AI-enabled, fully integrated and intelligent chatbot, it helps you to improve customer experience and employee productivity too. So my name is Shaman, and I'm the Digital Transformation Customer Success Manager at KTech Products. And along with me, I have Joy, our pre-sales manager, and our main speaker, Jay, who is the CEO of KTech Products. Now, as seen here, we are going to discuss various use cases like citizens or constituents, customers, help desk, employees, then enterprise-related departments like HR, finance, etc. So we are just to start with our webinar, we have introduction about KTech, which will be followed by an insight on KBot, which is an integrated and scalable AI-enabled chatbot. We'll also be discussing the different use cases, which were mentioned earlier. And later, we'll give you a detailed walkthrough by showing you a demo of KBot, which will be followed by the questions and answers. I would rather suggest this to be an interactive webinar, wherein you can ask questions during the webinar itself as it comes to you, instead of waiting for the session at the end. So now let me turn it over to Joy to introduce herself and talk about KTech products. So Joy, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Shamin. Hello, everybody, and I appreciate your time and joining us today. And as you know, we are really glad that we are able to present the third topic of our Rapid Digital Transformation Webinar 2021 series. And KBot is a very special solution that is close to our hearts because we have worked very hard to design this solution and make it work for various use cases. Now, Jay will be talking, as Shamin said, Jay, our CEO, he will be talking about it. But let's first talk about KTech Products. So KTech Products is headquartered in Texas, and it is a digital technology company, and it is a subsidiary of Castec Solutions, LLC. And KTech has been creating these products since 2012 as the products division within Castec. And then it came as a separate legal entity in 2019. So since the very inception of KTech products, the entire focus had always been into robotic process automation, AI-enabled intelligent chatbots, OCR, intuitive UIs, automated testing. And what makes us different would be, our rapid deployment methodologies, because we believe in having quick ROIs for our customers. And that we are able to achieve because we have transparency, we believe in transparency, trust, and we have a wonderful team that works towards customer success. And coming to our clientele, so you can see right in front of you, like we have been working with several customers in the public sector and higher ed domains. And we have delivered for them solutions right from robotic process automation based business transformation solutions to digitization solutions, which completely transforms the business processes. And we are currently even doing the assessment of digital transformation for many of our customers, to find out the opportunities where we can really, implement some of our solutions that are based on RPA, Smart OCR, AI, and ML. These are our products. So we have over 15 products. And you can see, like, there are a lot of products that have focused primarily on chatbot. So chatbot for students and applicants, chatbot for faculty. We even have integrated AVR chatbot for students, faculty, and healthcare. And apart from that, these are some of our solutions which we have successfully implemented for our customers. For example, transcript OCR to SIS automation, test automation for several, ERP enterprise applications. Then there is load testing, security automation. Yeah, as I was saying, like RPA has been a focus, a prime focus for us for since the beginning. So these solutions like AP invoice and PO reconciliation automation, AR billing automation, mobile expense management and auditing automation, these are the examples of solutions that are completely based on RPA. And again, we have chatbot for customer care, help desk. Now, let us move to, why this enterprise chatbots, they are becoming so popular, why organizations, whether they are in the public sector or in the commercial space, why they are looking for chatbot. So, this is something that Jay really believes in, that chatbot is basically nothing but a digital personal assistant. Like the way, we at home, we are using Siri or Alexa, and we want to have that intelligent conversation with them, where we are trying to get some information, by very, very intelligent conversation. We try to get some information out of them, and they understand our intent. So making these chatbots, training them, and making them very intelligent so that they understand our intent and give us the right information, that is something that is the need of the hour, because at home we are using that. So why not give the same thing to our employees, to our staff, to our customers? So these chatbots, with them you can have 24 by 7 engagement and service delivery for your customers. Obviously, you would have enhanced customer satisfaction. And even for your staff, for your employees, they get empowered when they also have the chatbots. They can interact with the HR department, with various other finance department, and that again improves their productivity. And one thing which is very important is the communication capacity and accuracy. We have the matrix for that, that there is chatbots can save up to 80% time with 85 to 95% communication accuracy. And why it is happening? Because you make your chatbot intelligent. Because KDEX KBot, it has been designed, it has been trained, to become an intelligent chatbot that understands the intent and gives you the accurate information and at the right time, and I mean without any loss of time. So our chatbots, they gain more efficiency because we integrate them with RPA bots, with API bots, with AI, with ML, and various enterprise applications. So basically, you are getting this entire it is a very good example of an end-to-end digital transformation solution. Yeah. Now I think this is for me. This is at this juncture where I would like to introduce Jay Chitkara, our CEO, and to tell him more about what made him, design this KBot, and how are we fine tuning our solution KBot and make it more and more relevant for our customers. And so, Jay, over to you. And while you answered that, yeah, I'll just talk about one particular question that our, some of our attendees and people who have registered for this webinar, they asked us through LinkedIn that, how can we make this chatbot a scalable solution, something and which remains relevant, even several years from now?
Sure. Let me answer that question when I go through the slides. And hello, everybody. Thank you for your time and joining on this call on a Friday morning, and for some people, afternoon. So really appreciate you being on this call. I'm based out of Dallas, Texas. I have a lot of experience in higher education, public sector, and also in private sector. But today's topic is about a digital assistant which can make our life better. Earlier, Joy, you were mentioning about Alexa and Siri and Google Home. 5 years ago, or many years ago, when they came into the market, they were treated as that it can play a song on my but now they're becoming more and more things are being added, right? So with that same thing, I always have a query when you talk about scalability, that where do you start from? I see many enterprises, they have a chatbot. If it's a higher education, department, they have a chatbot for financial aid. If it's an or chatbot for employees, chatbot for healthcare. So instead of having 10 different solutions, can I have an enterprise application chatbot, which can be which is scalable? So I'll go through that in detail in a short when I walk through some of the slides. Thank you for asking that. Many of you have joined, of course, to look at the live demo, and I will show you very soon that one as well. But in terms of, you covered that what is chatbot, in terms of why use chatbot, there are many reasons behind that. One is definitely productivity, 24/7 support. We are living in a COVID time where we are always connected, or we need more support than ever. We're not going to offices anymore. So a chatbot can answer your FAQs, your frequently asked questions, your new hire employee orientation, your new student orientation if you are from a higher education. And today's topic is chatbot for citizens. Many citizens have questions, right? They have questions: how do I pay my bill? How do I could be moving into that city, or my garbage truck did not pick up my garbage today, right? I need to contact the city, what's going on? Or you know, July 4th is around the corner. Are they going to come on July 3rd or July 5th? You know, if it's on a Thursday. Many people have questions. We can be on a phone call um, and be on hold, or we can browse through the websites, but the websites are also very crowded these days. So if I can have a chatbot which can answer 80 to 90% of my repetitive questions, that's a very big help. And that accuracy has come now, where 5 years ago, chatbots were not that smart. Now you have the natural language understanding and processing has become better. Accents, it can recognize different accents, and you can train the accent that this is how I pronounce my H and my T's and my I's. And it can learn that. So there's a lot of intelligence nowadays available. Many companies are behind that. So chatbot today and chatbot yesterday, very big difference between that. So you can transform your business using these technologies. It can sit on the top of all the enterprise applications, and that's where the scalability starts. That you can start from FAQ type of a chatbot, and then you can take it to, maybe you're pulling some data out of your enterprise applications, you know. So you could be in a finance department, or you could be an employee. You just want to know that what is the Family Medical Leave Act policy of my company, right? I can call the benefit office, or I can look through on the benefit website, or I can ask a chatbot. Which one is faster? The chatbot is going to be the fastest amongst those three channels, because it will look for that FMLA, it will look for that policy, and it will bring that policy in front of me. Or if I'm on a, you know, so there are various use cases which the chatbot can be used for. So it's a, you know, what we have designed here is the, we call it Kbot. K can be used to answer any of your questions. So think of that as your administrative assistant or your personal assistant, which is helping you being productive. If you're in finance department and you want to know about your purchase orders, or you want to know about, you know, the requisitions which you had placed, you can ask Kbot now that what's the status of that requisition, and it can tell you the stage where it is at. So that's the speed the Kbot can provide that for you. These are some of the things I was mentioning earlier. The FAQ type of chatbot, your customer or citizen service type of chatbot. So it is one single chatbot, one single framework, but many uses. So if a help desk in IT gets a lot of questions to help their employees. So if you are in an organization where you are supporting 5,000 employees or 40,000 employees, you know, people are submitting tickets. People are calling the help desk, and they are entering those tickets in ServiceNow or Jira. Can my Kbot pull most of the information which is repetitive in nature? What if the employee is just having a problem with VPN to log on to their enterprise applications? Maybe they need a password reset. Maybe they need their browser is running slow. Whatever the cause could be, that answer is already there in your service desk database. It could be Zendesk, it could be Jira, it could be ServiceNow, or it could be Sharewell type of a system. this KBot can talk to that system, whether it is PeopleSoft, Oracle, Banner, whatever system enterprise application you're using, or OneDrive. Many of us, we create folders after folders in OneDrive, and everybody's struggling, where is my latest version out there? And we're always asking, where is my latest version? KBot can pull that for you. And it says self-learning. How do you talk to it? You can talk to it through mobile device. You can talk to it through your social channels. You can talk to Chatbot as if you're talking to another human being on a chat like Slack. By the way, feel free to post your questions as it comes to you. We like this session to be very interactive, so you don't have to hold your questions till the end, like Shaman was talking about. So I'm just sharing some of the examples here to show you the capability or demonstrate the capability, what the chatbot can do, so that when you're getting ready to deploy this for your enterprise, or if you already have it today and you want to enhance it, we can help in this journey for you, that how you can have this channel, a productivity channel, which can pull or push information. So our KBot is integrated with enterprise applications such as PeopleSoft, Workday, Oracle Cloud, SAP, and many other applications. Calendar scheduling, we always need a help looking into everybody's calendar to schedule a meeting between 2 or 3 or 4 people. My chatbot can do that today. I just need to ask my assistant, which is KBot in this case, that can you schedule a meeting between me and Joy and Shaman on Thursday, right? And it can look into the calendars of all 3 of us, and it can schedule the meeting. I just need to give a command. So think of a movie called Iron Man, where Iron Man is talking to Jarvis, and Jarvis is doing all those jobs for Iron Man, right? So KBot can become that type of a help for you. So another thing which we receive a question, it all depends on how you have implemented Chatbot, right? It's possible that you have not, or the company has not provided that. How do I put this? So let me put this. So I have if my child may not know every vocabulary word, right? They may not know because they're learning, right? They're learning what it means. So sometimes you're using slangs, which only we adults may understand, right? Or in the organization we may understand. So I was in a higher education office, and this was a admission office. And many people will use acronyms like ADM, or financial aid, they will use FA, or AFR is a very common name, that which is Accounting and Financial Reporting Office, right? So, or Office of Benefits. So we all have some acronyms there, and Chatbot can be trained that my AFR and Accounting Financial Reporting Department is the same thing, right? So that's synonyms. Chatbot can do that. So many of these questions, it's possible that Chatbot will not be able to understand it, right? Chatbot will be able to, may have to escalate that. So it has to have that layered support. Or somebody may not want to talk to a chatbot. Then it can transfer the call, live transfer call. It's a situation based. It could be wish. It could be based on, the age. It could be any of the factor, right? That people want to talk to a live human being. So it can record all those chats and transfer that to a service desk. Now, of course, that service desk is available between, let's say, 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. It can record that call, that what the customer was asking, so that the next day or few hours later, service desk can call that. The idea here is to provide that 100% service to the end user, whether it comes through a chatbot, or it comes through a chatbot talking to an API or RPA bot, robotic process automation, or it can be of a live human being. We got it covered. We got covered where that the end user will get that service.
Hey, Jay, let me ask one of the questions that we got through LinkedIn here. And because you are talking about training the chatbot, right? And it could be, it even depends on like what kind of use case we have, or what is the department or the organization or the business process that we are going to implement it for. For example, there could be multiple acronyms, there could be a lot of various things, or considerations which could impact like how we are even training our chatbot. So there was one question like, what is the typical duration for a very basic chatbot implementation? Because there are so many considerations, because training is a very important aspect, right? So
Yeah.
what would be your answer to that question for a very
Right.
basic chatbot?
Okay. Well, let me describe for some of the folks what we mean by training. The other day, somebody I was talking to, and they said, "What do you mean by training?" Um, and training meaning like we all have memory. That memory is when we are growing from childhood to an adulthood, that we store a lot of information in our mind, that if I'm eating a sandwich, there are different variety of types of sandwich, variety of types of meats, right? So there's a vocabulary being built in my brain, that what type of food do I want. So training is nothing but, you're reaching to is a resolution or an answer, what the intent of the person is. So you train that, for example, if I talk to my mom that I'm hungry, there's an intent behind that, and I want food. I'm not saying it very specifically, but, or I need, how far is Dallas from Houston? Or how long does it take to go from Houston to Dallas? Or what is the distance between Dallas to Houston, right? I mean, no matter what my questions could be, it could be 5 types of questions. The answer is going to be the same, right? That it's 5 hours drive via my car, or it's 45 minutes via flight, depends on how you're commuting. So you have to train. You have to train to make sure that you're achieving 100% accuracy. And when you're implementing it, you're implementing that it should be used, and it should be a continuous improvement should be there. So that's why in our Chatbot, what we have built is we have built a mechanism for analytics. We have built a mechanism to record surveys. We have also built a mechanism of what the chatbot could not answer, right? And it's possible that, there were some spelling mistakes. Can it correct those spelling mistakes, or can it ask that, did you mean this, right? That type of an intelligence is needed. So if I'm typing a question called, what is my leave balance as of today, and I misspell leave, and I leave the A out, and it is only LEVE, we intelligent human beings will know that they're talking leave balance, LEAVE, right? And that's what chatbot does. So that's training is involved in such a way that it can pick up the sentence structure, and it can make out what you're intending to ask, right? And so time frame, your other question was the time frame. So if we have already built a database of that. If you already have a database, so your typical time frame, you can look at it, anywhere between 1 month to 3 months if you have the architecture ready, because majority of the time is designing what your service you're providing in a catch-all situation. In case if chatbot is not able to answer, then somebody is sitting on it to answer it. So a little long answer, but that's what happens in a real life also. If somebody's calling a payroll department, the very first person they talk to may not know the answer. It gets escalated to the payroll supervisor, right? And from there, if they cannot answer, then it gets escalated to payroll manager. So same thing happens in real life also. We all call, and some questions are answered, and that's how the person is building their vocabulary also, that I got a phone call like this. Next time if I get a phone call like this, I know what to do, right? So same way chatbot is also learning and evolving. So it's an evolution, so we bring like 80 to 90% ready chatbot. And then the other thing is it learns the culture, it learns the vocabulary, and you feed that back into the chatbot, and it becomes better and better. So I hope I answered your question, Joy, or to that person who had asked that. Okay.
Yeah, it is. And 1 month to 3 months, this timeline really looks, good.
Yeah. earlier I was talking about how do you interact with Chatbot, and I know the messengers are growing, Slack, WhatsApp, Microsoft Teams, which is not here on this list, but the messengers are growing everywhere. So rather than having one more application for KBot, what we have done is we have created a plugin, and that plugin can be integrated with your Slack. So Slack, you can come if that's the chatbot or messenger you use for your organization, you're just talking to the chatbot, and chatbot is pulling those transactions. Now, security is definitely one of the things that what you are allowed to do. So let's talk about that. So today's topic is for chatbot for citizens and chatbot for enterprise applications. So many of you may have joined this call to learn about what type of services we have for citizens. It could be city, it could be state, it could be the county. And the city is recording the public record it has, right? So if you are, whatever is available on the website, can chatbot crawl through the website and pull that information for you, right? Of course, it has to record who's asking what. It's possible that the chatbot will ask the user that, can you create a login? So chatbot will be able to, will ask the user to do that. If it's a totally anonymous type of an information, it will provide that information immediately. IP address logging, your security. My citizen could be reporting a street light may be broken or a pothole is there. So they could be reporting an issue, and chatbot is able to will able to take that information, create a ticket for somebody in the city to look at. So so citizens are basically helping in that case, right, to improve the city. Or chatbot, or people may have questions that I just moved into the city and I need to know when my garbage will be picked up, right? Or what is the email address for the mayor that I want to contact the mayor directly, right? So it can crawl through the website and it can bring all of that information. So some of the use cases I have listed here, we're not limited to only these 10 use cases. We have built a lot of use cases, about hundreds and hundreds of use cases, where you can start from, and then you can improve from there. Okay. Security, definitely people ask, that because you're asking for an information, and what information you're sharing, it should not be visible. The system administrator to have full access. So we have built a lot of security elements in there, and reporting that who asked what, some analytics behind that, right? Searchable and exportable, for example, capture data for the public records, or showing the statistics that how much time the chatbot took to provide the answer. Or if chatbot is transferring the call to a live agent, how much time was taken between the live agent and the citizen. So a lot of analytics we have built behind this. Just an example, if I was implementing this for employees, and I had, as you see, we have various use cases, IT help desk, HR customer care, finance, and student healthcare. So depending on the use case you have, so if it's for HR, there are three things I want to show here on this thing is that, let me go back. You can type your message here, you can talk to it, and that's a microphone which is showing up, or you can click on a button. So there are three different ways you can interact with the KBot. So in this case, I am just clicking on that options, and one of my options is my HR customer care, and that has a tree structure of multiple options at that time. Said I could be checking my W-4, my paycheck, direct deposit, or how do I do my time reporting, right? So, but it is not limited to these ones. This is just a most frequently asked questions, which we have put that here. And in the message, people could be typing like FMLA policy, like I was mentioning before. So in this case, I use my leave balance, and it pulls the data from my underlying ERP system that these are the leave balance as of today for you, right? So that's just one sample. Now, think about this. If I was using my enterprise application, I would pull that, I would go log on, then I would traverse through the navigation, and then I will say, what is my leave balance? So that whole process could have taken around 2 to 3 minutes. Here in seconds, I'm able to pull that information. Okay. I have a small video to show you how it can pull, and I'll talk through that. So this is a application which can be provided as a plugin. So on the left bottom right side, you will see a Kbot is greetings. It's showing that, and I'm just typing here, hello, hi. And now I'm using the microphone. It's going to ask me to use your microphone, and I click on allow. And now I can use the microphone device, and I'm just asking question, what is your name? And it says, I'm Kay, how can I assist you? So that's so the K is the K chatbot, and then me being Jay, I'm just asking questions in terms of asking what is the weather. So I built some social elements in there, especially good for students, right? So it's not just enterprise application, but if you're in higher education, you could be, you know, if you're living on a campus and you want to know where the restaurant is open or a pizza place is open, which is offering 20% discount or more, right? Or, you know, I could be, so that social life is very important for students who are living on the campus. So we have built those kind of things. If I'm in finance department and I just want to know what my voucher status is, I just typed in my business unit and my voucher ID, and it goes into the enterprise application. It structures the data like you're seeing it here, and it brings the data in a structured format, right? Leave balance. So as you see, the speed is super fast. You know, so I'm able to go into finance database. I'm able to go into HR database through the help of chatbot here. Now, if I have a accent issue in this case, where I really wanted to talk about my retiree information, but here it heard as dirt ID in this case, if you see it on the right. And I said, no, I meant retiree information, right? The information for retirees is here. So I'm capturing this, what is not able to answer that, right? And then we evolve it for the next turn. How about benefits information? So if I have a ticket management, I'm able to update the tickets. I'm able to close the tickets. I'm able to comment on a ticket. So using the same channel, I'm able to do that. Again, I'm going into my finance database, and I'm just asking about my requisition, that what's the status of it. I want to update my emergency contact details. And I'm just, you know, saying that I want to update my emergency contact to so-and-so person. If my system will allow that, it will do that. Earlier, I mentioned about surveys. So here's the survey where I'm just providing that if I was happy with the chatbot or not. So there are two types of analytics happening here. One is the survey we're capturing. The other thing we're capturing is how the questions and answers took place between the chatbot and the employee or student. And I'm just providing my suggestions here. Not me, but the person who's using it, that please integrate Kbot with project management system. That tomorrow I want to ask about my, you know, it can take me to that report of if I am, you know, looking at the project costing. So it can help those PMs out there to look at it. Okay, so that's a short video I just wanted to show you before I show you the live demo. But from this video, what comes out is the reporting and dashboard. And that reporting and dashboard could be, if I have implemented a chatbot for the whole enterprise, I can actually see that how many questions were asked for HR office. And I'm looking at the whole pie here, right? My 9% of HR office could be my 100 questions. And depends on, you know, what's the length of the time I'm looking at it, right? But in terms of service providing, I can see at an enterprise level, the office of payroll were the highest, where a lot of questions are being asked. Then I can slice and dice into what type of questions are being asked. Maybe we need to improve the new hire orientation, right? A lot of questions are being asked. Or maybe during the February time, a lot of people were asking about their W-2s or W-4s, that type of information. And then I have a list here is questions which chatbot could not answer. So that's the 9%. Then the other one is L1, L2 support, where the call was transferred, right? So those are my 11%. So then we can look into that what chatbot was not able to answer. What we are capturing here is that an application which will evolve, which will improve. That's what I'm trying to capture here. If I want to take a further step into the surveys, how many people voted for excellent? How many people for need improvements? The last bullet point I want to talk about is the improved department operations. It's my belief that chatbot, if implemented correctly, it can be the mothership of all the ships, right? It can be the mother of all the applications that can sit on all the applications at the top, pulling the information from the security point of view. It can improve the department operations if I have a repetitive questions being asked. If somebody suddenly, if on your organization there's a lot of questions regarding workplace violence or bullying or anything, right? And if there is a rise or anything, if there's a repetitive question of that kind, you have that visibility that we need to improve this. Earlier, we did not know that what type of questions employees are asking to which department. Now you can aggregate that data and improve the health of the organization and improve the department operations, that maybe there are resource constraints or something. The chatbot can become that assistant. So if implemented correctly, it can do wonders. If not implemented correctly, I wrote that on my LinkedIn post yesterday, that that it will just become another toy that we will not use anymore, right? And obviously we're spending time into this where it can do the job, so the implementation has to be done correctly, so that it helps instead of becoming something on the shelf, a software on the shelf. Okay. Another way of reporting and dashboard, if I'm looking at certain department operations, then what type of surveys I got. So those results are there to improve. Okay. Any questions or anything before I jump into a live demo?
Yeah, Jay, I would have two questions, because you just spoke about the department operations and all, right? So there was a question, and we also worked on one particular proposal for that a couple of months back. So where they asked this question, like, can we implement a single chatbot solution for various departments within the same organization?
Right. Yeah, I think earlier I asked that question or in a slide, that it will be a single chatbot. And it was also in my screenshot that it's the same chatbot which I can use for applicants, students, or my employees. If I was in a healthcare, then I can use it in the healthcare. But it's a single application with multiple connections, to these applications. So absolutely. But what I will advise is that instead of going for the big bang, do it in phases. So that, because this is a culture change, which we are not used to. I was telling a few days ago to somebody is that 20 years ago, when websites came, before websites, we used to call. And those calls became expensive, and we started directing for customer care. We started directing people to the websites that you can, rather than being on hold for 30 minutes or 45 minutes, if you go to my website, you will get an answer faster, right? That was 20 years ago, when internet was just starting, was picking up. And now what happened in the last 20 years now is that those websites have become crowded. You go search on your own company website, you get hundreds of results, right? And which result is good? You go to Google, you get hundreds and thousands of results, page after page after page. Which one is the most accurate? But with chatbot, it's going to be one answer. It's not going to be like 10 answers or 15 answers. It's going to be one. So when you do it in phases, you are having an accurate result at that time.
Now, because you just spoke about phases, Jay, another question which is very much related to it and was asked by one of the the person who registered with us, like how much time would it take for any new integration to get deployed? Because we are doing in phases, and if there is any new enterprise application that it needs to be integrated with,
Yeah.
so how much time would it take?
So if you're integrating with applications such as, let's say, PeopleSoft or Banner or Workday, we already have these core connectors available for majority of the enterprise applications, or ServiceNow or Jira. But if I was doing it from a scratch, it can take easily, 2 to 3 weeks. But if we already have it built, we just need to change the connector to what information we're pulling. So any new integration, I would say it can take from 1 week to 1 month, depending on how much data or what type of data you're pulling. So, so I've given you a big, gap between from 1 week to 4 weeks. It depends on, like earlier I was showing you the requisitions and purchase orders and those vouchers. Those were 3 transactions, right? 3 types of things. So if I have 50 of those, 50 of the APIs or RPA bots needs to take place. So then you're looking at least 8 to, once you build one POC or one thing is working, and then after that, you're looking at 8 to 16 hours for another one, with proper testing, because security is another one you have to keep in mind. So once you do one, the first one is going to take time, but the second, third, fourth, fifth, if it's going to the same database, then it should be very fast. All right, let me jump into demo. I just want to make sure that we have covered that. I just wanted to quickly show on this Skype channel. This is my personal Skype channel where we are asking the questions, and this is for a student when I was checking on, what's my registrar phone number, and it pulls that registrar phone number, and this is what I was talking to a chatbot. Okay. And I'm going to go to my Kbot here. Okay, so give me 1 second. Let me share my screen. I hope everybody can see the chatbot. So if I log out, I just want to be respectful of everybody's time. So so chatbot can open up like this one. I can go to my home page. So let me go to my home page. I'm just typing it here. And let me just maximize it so that you can see it. So if I was just logged in, it will show me the home page. So I have use cases for IT help desk, HR, finance, applicant, student, or my citizen services. So I'll try to cover as much as I can given the time. So if I was a student, then I have questions related to my admission office, registrar office, or my cafeteria. Maybe I want to know about that, or I can just type anything else like I'm hungry, and it pulls up this information, right? But if I just do cafeteria, right, it pulls up that other information that it shows up my cafeteria card balance or cafeteria info, and I just type in cafeteria info. It provides the answer, which are these 4, the same thing that, do you want to know about One World, Square One, pastry class at the Buzz or something? And I click on my restaurant and it shows me that it's open Tuesday through Friday, 11:15 a.m. to 12:45 p.m. So I'm clicking on buttons here, right? And then if I want to know about the menu of that One World restaurant, it also takes me to that. If I was implementing this for this Seattle Central College, it takes me to that particular location where it Monday is closed and it's Tuesday 11:15 a.m. to 12:45 p.m. That's the information it had picked up about that One World restaurant here, right? Or I could just be typing in One World restaurant, or I could be just speaking about that. And does it provide me the same information, right? And if I have any spelling mistakes, then it will also correct those spelling mistakes, right? If I just do, let me just speak to it so that you can see what is my leave balance as of today. So I just spoke to that what's my leave balance as of today? It goes into my underlying HR system in this case, structures the data, and it brings the data back to me. Now, I asked a lot of questions here, right? It's recording everything So I just want to show you that all that recording also. So if I just click on was this helpful, and I'm just to play, and I say no, it was not helpful, and it's providing me the information of do you want to chat, do you want to speak, or do you want to create a ticket? In this case, let me just choose create a ticket out of that. On the fly, it recorded, it picked up everything, and it created a ticket. If I'm an admin on the other side, it's this KTech 129, and what is that ticket is there. It pulls up all that information, whatever I recorded, it created a ticket out of that. And this is integrated with my Jira service desk. But if you are using ServiceNow or anything else, it can pick that. It also tells me when the ticket was created, what my SLA is, and then it assigns to the right person also, right? So that's another thing it does. Okay. If I want to look at, if I was implementing this for, let's say, IT help desk, and I just want to know this, the ticket details, and I just say, well, show me the ticket details for KTech, let's say 127. I just typed in, right? And if I have access to that, then it's pulling that information from the same system which I just logged onto, in this case Jira, and it's able to pull that information of what my ticket number was, what my summary was, what my description was, all that stuff. Of course, it's bringing that as a text here. That's why you're seeing overlapped words. But if I have to look at that KTech 127, it's actually a transaction or questions and answers between me and the chatbot in this case, which was logged in and 2 days ago when I was actually putting that 22nd of April when I was just playing with it. All right, let me show you some of the use cases of the citizens, because this is also a demo of the chatbot for citizens. So if I do, let's say I have a question of where do I pay my bills? And then it shows here's a link to pay your, if I was implementing this for Pensacola City in Florida, then it actually shows me the link of here's a link to pay your for the city, right? And that's the intent, which I was talking earlier, right? Can I ask the same question differently? And I just say that, what if I want to ask a different, I just say, I need to pay my energy bills. So instead of asking, where do I pay my bills? I'm just asking, I need to pay my energy bills. It's the same answer. So, or if I was just doing, bill payment, then it also provides the same answer, right? So my questions could be 5 or 10, but the answer may be the same, right? If I have let's say I wanted to contact a police department, or I want to, let's say I want to do a mayor email, what is that? And it pulls up that mayor information from the website that here's the information for the mayor. You can reach him at so-and-so number. And this is all public information, right? So if I was implementing this for City of Boston, or if I was implementing this for an office, if I was a student and I just want to know what is my registrar's phone number, and I just speak to it, what is my registrar's phone number? Okay. So because of my, instead of hearing that registrar, it heard registered, right? So this is the training, Joy, when you were asking before, what type of training do I want to provide, right? So I'm glad that this thing came up. So we do a lot of positive testing and negative testing. So if I have to speak again, or we have to train the voice, and I just change this to registrar, right? And if I ask that question, now it is good, right? So it does not know what registered means, but it knows what registrar means. So if we train it, and then we can say, did you mean registrar? Then we say yes, then it's going to provide that. So that type of training needs to be there, right? So I just wanted to kind of demonstrate. So sometimes somebody may have an accent issue, or there could be a background noise in the back. So that's why there are when we're implementing this, we have to be cognizant of the environment. I could be sitting at airport, and I may have a lot of background noise at that time, and it may hear something else. So that's why we have provided 2 other social channels, so 2 other things in terms of buttons or in terms of messages this way. Okay. So that covers, some of the, if I was a staff, let's say if I was a campus staff, and just showing that type of a question. So I'm just, um, let's say if I was in a higher education and I was using this as a campus staff, and I'm using that, what is the application status for so-and-so application number, right? And the status is applied in this case, right? For that particular campus. What is the tuition fee for so-and-so student? And this is the business unit. It pulls that tuition fee and also takes me that, what is my tuition fee? And it takes me to that particular link, that how do I pay my tuition fees? How do I top my my cafeteria card if I was implementing this for a higher education department, right? Okay. All right, so in this case, we have to update the link because of that no longer available. So this is where that particular database needs to be updated with the right link behind the scene. Okay, I just tested this on the fly. Any questions from the audience where I can show you some of the use cases? If I just want to play with it, that tell me a joke. I'm just writing that. So it's a social channel also, by the way, that it can actually randomly it can pull those jokes also. So it's a way to interact where you have a enterprise type of a application type of a chatbot. Okay. I'm thinking if I can show you a couple of other things that if I was showing this, for example, if I was in a city and I can say, where can I find information about parks? And it pulls that information that here's the thing. Now, how about I was, let me go back to homepage again. And in this case, I'm an applicant and I click on applicant. And here's the applicant it can show that I want to get started and I'm in high school. So it can actually direct you that how it can help you as a student, as an applicant, depending on the type of student you are. Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you for, there was just somebody had put a joke there. How about in terms of city, if I have a question of, is there any new events coming up nearby, right? And it tells me on those events that here are the new events which are putting on the website. So think about that. If I was on a website and I was looking for my, all of my events and everything, how long does it take for me to pull that information from a website? All of that is, if somebody is looking for a job, right? Can I just query that I am looking to apply for a job, right? So if I have that as a question, and let's see what it does, right? It pulls that information, which probably I will find it by clicking on the job, reading through the website, what it is. Here I'm just saying I'm looking to apply for a job, and it says, please contact so-and-so, this number, or email person, this one. Or if you need more information, it's going to take you to a career website. So very rapid speed, very within seconds, this thing is there. Now implementation time for all of this is anywhere between, if I was implementing this for a city, depending on how many integrations. So if I was doing I want to report about a pothole, I want to report about a pothole, and this is where I can report the issues, right? So, and it takes me, I can integrate that with my Jira, or if they already have an integration, in this case, in this case, they already have an integration, which is with Acela, which is what the city use, and I can report about a pothole. I can look at all the potholes over here, that these are and I can create a ticket as a citizen. I can create a ticket where I found it. I can upload a photo that it can upload. So this is the existing integration I can use if a city is using it, or I can replace that with my ticketing system of Jira, which I showed before, or ServiceNow, I can show that, right? So depending on, so that's what also matters between how long will it take for integrations time, okay? So I think I showed you the city, some use cases on HR, some finance. If I was, you can use it to push the notification out to all the citizens, all the students. So if you are in higher education and the police wants to push a notification out, or if a student needs to be contacted because there's an emergency, you can actually see if you have the access that where the student may be attending a class, or a student may need to check that how many books they owe from a library, right? So you can have those type of questions, right? That which books have I checked out from the library? So let's say if I have that question, it actually pulls that information from the library database that these are the books you have checked out. So it can be connected. It can be connected, and it can tell me where my campus map could be. Where do I go if I was a new student, right? And if I was just a student of visiting the library, then it takes me to the library.utdallas.edu page. If this chatbot was being used for a library for UT Dallas in this case. Okay. And I have some questions for all of you. Okay, so what makes us different is earlier, Joy, you were talking about the team, the trust and transparency. So that's very crucial. That the trust with the customer, the transparency with the customer has to be there, and we bring that. We bring the rapid digital implementation. So what we are known for is the team of experts, rapid digital implementations, scalable, and maintenance over the digital cloud, and customer success is our main driving force.
Yeah, just sorry to interrupt you. Can you just get back to the deck, please? What we are
Actually,
seeing is still the Chatbot interface.
sure, my bad. How about now? Is that good?
Yeah, we can see now.
Okay, thank you for saying that. And so these were the 4 pointers I was showing earlier. Thank you for showing that. Continuous improvement, no tool is, everything needs a continuous evolution. Otherwise, it will not be used later on. So it has to have the continuous enhancements because the IT is changing rapidly. The customer's behavior is changing, right? So in order to provide the continuous services, the continuous enhancement is needed and to improve that and to add value-added innovative services. Okay. Any last, Shamin, I'll have you talk about this slide.
Thank you so much for your valuable time and being with us. Now, please do use a chat to send in your questions, and we'll wait for the questions to come in. Now, before Jai starts answering your questions, let me just say that, you can also get in touch with us for the individualized demos of how we can lead you on this digital transformation journey by sending an email at info@ktechproducts.com. And also a gentle reminder, we'll be meeting again, same time, 11 a.m. CST on May 28th for the 4th webinar of the series, which is named as Mobile Expense and Auditing Automation.
Now, there are some technical things, people have questions in terms of, what technology to use and everything. I have not covered that due to the time constraints. I've focused more on services, more on implementation, and more on the approach. That's what I have covered, right? Many questions I get faced is that what type of technology to use, where to implement, how to implement. And that's why if you need a personalized demo, please feel free to email us at info@ktechproducts.com so that we can cover from an architecture point of view also that what's needed when you are implementing. I want to thank for all of your time and wonderful. So thank you very much. Okay. Bye, everybody.